Welcome back. It's official. Former Portuguese Prime Minister Antonio Guterres is the Security Council recommendation to become the next Secretary General of the United Nations.
The Council adopted a resolution formally nominating Guterres to the General Assembly that must now take up the final step in confirming Guterres as Ban Ki-moon's replacement. South Africa has welcomed his nomination.
This is amateur video from inside Council's closed-door session, where the nomination of Antonio Guterres was done through acclamation. Then,
Mr. President,
a short walk for the President of the Council to inform the President of the General Assembly of their decision.
the Security Council, having considered the question of the recommendation for the appointment of the Secretary General of the United Nations, recommends to the General Assembly that Mr. Antonio Guterres be appointed Secretary General of the United Nations for a term of office from January 1, 2017 to December 31, 2021.
South Africa called Guterres a good choice and a friend of Africa.
It's a vast experience dealing with the entire world, so I think it's a good choice, but also I think it's a very good choice that the entire Security Council is unanimous on these issues. And it also emphasizes the point that we've been asking as member states, transparency. Be transparent about the process.
He also reflected on the 7 women candidates who came up short.
I think it could have been the good thing, but you see, Africa has been open-minded in terms of the appointment of the next UNSG. We said Africa doesn't want to put a candidate, but we believe that now that we have a Secretary General, we then look into the next layers under him, and we hope that we'll see more women representation in the echelons, high echelons of the Secretariat of the United Nations.
Deputy Secretary General?
Well, we hope that Mr. Guterres will sit down and reflect on this overwhelming international expectation of women playing a meaningful role at the United Nations.
Current Secretary General Ban Ki-moon called Guterres a superb choice to succeed him. Well, the current UN boss has just under 3 months left after serving 2 5-year terms in the position. He seems well pleased to be handing over the reins to someone who served under him for several years in the capacity of UN High Commissioner for Refugees. Mr. Guterres should face little resistance when the General Assembly takes up his nomination next week in the final step to confirm the Security Council's recommendation and thereby appoint the next Secretary General as required by the UN Charter. Sherman Bryce-Pease, SABC News, New York.